I mean. When the Jews came to America, they couldn't find any job. The maximum they were working is a week or two. That's it. And they get fired. Why? Back in the days, in America, Shabbat wasn't a weekend. There was only one day off, Sunday. Americans worked 6 days a week. Shabbat was a regular weekday. Only Sunday was off. The Jews arrived from Europe, the religious Jews. They look for jobs. They found a job. They begin to work. Friday come. They say to the boss, tomorrow, you know, we cannot come. We're religious. The guy say, what do you mean religious? I need you tomorrow. Say, I can. I'm a Jew. I'm religious. Say, okay, here is the money for what you work here 5 days. Get out of here. Don't come back Monday. That's how it was. They work 1 week, 3, 4 weeks. They're looking for another job. They get another week. They work 1 week. Boom, get fired. That's how it was. So there was one Rabbi, Talmid Chacham, with a family with many kids, lived in Delancey Street. In Lower East Side, used to be all Jewish. He lives in a building in Delancey Street. Since he couldn't find a job because he doesn't want to violate Shabbat, he couldn't pay the rent. The owner of the building was a non-Jew. He kicked him out at midnight, freezing, snowing, with all his little children. He kicked him out of the store with a few suitcases. He was standing on Delancey Street on the street, and he doesn't know where to go. Imagine now you have few kids, freezing, winds, snow, and you don't have where to go. Where are you going to sleep now in this freeze? It's not like today. You have shelters. You can see police. Excuse me, look what happened to us. Do something. You know, we're talking here 100 years ago, this story. Across the street, there's a doorman from another building, also non-Jew, but has a good heart. He looked at him. He looked at the family, 12 o'clock at night. What's going on over there? He crossed the street. Excuse me, what's the problem here? He said, we just kicked out of our homes. We couldn't pay the rent. We have nowhere to go. He said to them, I wish I would have an apartment to give you. I'm only a doorman here. I can put you in a room, the heat room. It's with charcoals, you know, the pieces of wood that they burn. It wasn't like today, you have gas, everything clean and neat. They used to burn woods, and that's how we get, it sends heat to the building. So it's all black. You go there, you get all dirty. Say, oh, it's a horrible room with lots of black around, but at least it's hot there. You're not going to freeze to death until we see where we can find you. No, what is the Jew going to say? I'm better freeze to death? Let me go get dirty. They all went over there. He got them few mattresses, whatever he could get them. They live over there now. Few days later, after they became all black, face black, everything black, the kids play on the street. One Jew that is already there for a while, few years, walks on the street. He's a very rich man, banker. He walks with his bag on the street. He hears Yiddish. He looks around. He sees black kids speaking Yiddish. How can it be, ma? Yiddish came from Harlem or came from Germany? Where did he come from? He comes to them and says, he spoke to them in Yiddish. How do you speak Yiddish? They're all black. He doesn't know where they came from, these kids. They say, we live right here. He said, but what? He said, no, it's all dirt. We live here, we have nowhere to live. Why? They told him the story. This very rich man, he felt bad that the Talmid Chacham doesn't have where to sleep. He wanted to go help him. He has a heart of a Jew. He's not Shomer Shabbat, but he has a good heart. He wants to do something. He went inside. He could have pretended he didn't hear. Oh, I have to run. Good night, Kindalach. Here, take $1, goodbye. But it bothered him. So he went, he looked for the father. He see the father learned Gemara in this condition. He spoke to him in Yiddish, was machste Yid. He said to him the story. So he took out a check. He gave him a check that was enough to pay rent for 1 year. In Manhattan today, an apartment in Delancey Street is probably $3,000, $4,000 a month. Multiplied by 12, $50,000 check. Imagine something like this happened today. You don't know him. You see him 2 minutes ago, you met him. Takes out a checkbook and writes to you $50,000. Go get your children a normal place to live. He gave him the check. Just when he's about to leave, the Rabbi asked him, tell me, I want to ask you a question. Are you Shomer Shabbat? He looked at him and said, I used to be. But here in this country, you cannot be Shomer Shabbat. He said to him, why? He said, when I came here, you know, I went to business. Nobody wanted to work with me. Shabbat is a working day. I had to compromise. So the Rebbe told him, I cannot be a hypocrite. I decreed on my children and my wife such life because I do not want to be Mechalel Shabbat. Now I'm going to contradict my ideology and take money from another Jew that destroys his soul for the money. So what did I do by that? I can be Mechalel Shabbat myself. You nothing less than me. I'm very sorry, I cannot take it. How many people in the history would agree to give back a check like this? How? Believe me, the Satan is a genius. He's the best lawyer, the best. Better than Shapiro and the other ones. He can find you 100 reasons why it's mitzvah to take. Children, for Shlom Bayit, for your wife, you're going to be able to learn a lot more Torah. You're not actually violating Shabbat. You didn't tell him to be Mechalel Shabbat for you. It's his problem. Anyway, it's Mechalel Shabbat. He's not doing it for me. What's the big deal? I didn't ask him to, you know, Hashem sent him to me. Hashem sent the help. Maybe Hashem wants him to be Lachzor B'Tshuva, so he gave him this chut, mitzvah goreret mitzvah. The Satan is a great lawyer. He would convince you in 2 minutes, especially when you are bribed in a situation. But you have to know the Torah is above everything. I'm not a factor here. He gave him back the check. This rich man went home. It's a true story, it happened. This story teaches so much about life of a kosher Jew. So much we can learn from here. He went home furious. He comes in, he said to his wife, did you hear this chutzpah? I'm offering a 1-year rent to this Jew, and he threw the check back in my face, and he says it's better than me because it's Shomer Shabbat. Can you believe such thing? He was expecting the wife to say, what, the chatzuf, doesn't deserve it. It's good. Good you didn't give him. Let him die over there. But that wasn't his wife. His wife began to cry and to scream, he's right. He's a tzaddik. You're a goy. She started to scream, you fooled me. You said only 3 weeks will be Mechalel Shabbat. It's by now 3 years. I don't want to live like this anymore. What is this? Look what became of us. We have millions, but we were 100% goyim. We sold Hashem for the money. We're going against Hashem, and we think that we're going to make more money because of this. Listen, if you're not starting to keep this coming Shabbat, give me a get. I don't want to be a wife. That's what she said. I had it. It's a sign from Shamayim. Hashem sent you someone to wake you up. Good kosher wife. The rich man said, oy, oy, oy. 1 minute I thought I'm Santa Claus of the Jewish world. A minute later I'm going to be homeless soon. You know? So he went back the next day. We said to him, Vuz machst Yid? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not taking the check. Why, you want to give me more? You think maybe I'll take it? No, 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 don't worry. Now you can take it. Why? I'm accepting on myself to be Shomer Shabbat. Whatever happened, happened. I don't care. Take the money now. Now you can go find yourself an apartment. I promise you I accept Shabbat on myself. He took the check. They moved on. The end of that story is each one of these families had one boy that became the biggest rabbi in America. The 2 biggest rabbis in America, one came from this family and one came from the other family.